Good morning, friends. It's a real privilege to be in this August gathering and part of the 18th birthday of IIFCL. We already had a very good presentation by Shri Pankaj Kumar, Shri Pawan Kumar, the Deputy Managing Director, and the journey which IIFCL have taken. Plus, we also heard the Jaishankar ji, MD of this organization, about his vision for the infrastructure sector and for his vision regarding the IIFCL. Let me just begin by, first of all, complimenting and congratulating the IIFCL team led by Shri Jaishankar and Shri Pawan Kumar on this occasion. I also want to talk firstly about the Indian economy. In the aftermath of COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine, we know that most of the economies around the world have suffered and had some impact. No country could stay immune to these developments, and our country was no exception. Nonetheless, as we already know, that India has been doing much better when we compare ourselves with our peers. And as per the IMF report, India's GDP growth in 2022 stood at 6.8% as compared to major economies like US, UK, China, Europe, etc. This shows the strength of India's macro fundamentals, which has stood out in comparison to its peers. This is a testimony to well-calibrated macroeconomic policies and the resilience of India's economic development under our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. During the first half of the ongoing fiscal, India's real GDP grew at 6.3%, and for FY 22-23, the World Bank in December 22 revisited its GDP growth forecast for India from 6.5% to 6.9%, which suggests that the country is showing greater resilience to the global shocks. On an even brighter note, we should note that inflationary pressures in India currently have been easing out, with retail and wholesale inflation of November falling to 5.88% and 5.85% respectively, recording an 11 and 21 month low figures. This comes even as retail inflation in advanced countries like US, Europe, and UK continue to remain around 8 to 10% due to high food and energy prices and supply chain bottlenecks. In this backdrop, it is imperative that the fuel of Indian growth story, that is, infrastructure financing, is fully appreciated. Infrastructure sector has a strong backward and forward linkages with the robust multiplier effects across the sectors. Till up to 12th plan, the power, road and bridges, urban infrastructure, digital infrastructure, rails accounted for nearly 85% of the infrastructure investment in the country. Center and states were major funding sources for such sectors such as power, road. There was moderate participation by private sector players in these sectors. Digital sector investment was largely driven by the private sector. The investments in irrigation were predominantly made by the state governments. Now, recognizing the need for enhancing infrastructure spent across the sector, the Government of India had launched various schemes such as Bharatmala, Sagarmala, multimodal logistics parks, etc. To ensure synergy, effective monitoring, focused approach, and better coordination between financing institutions and executing agencies, all projects under these programs have now been consolidated by the government under National Infrastructure Pipeline. Today, under the aegis of PM's Gati Shakti portal, NIP projects with an outlay of 111 lakh crores are being monitored. National Infrastructure Pipeline, along with other initiatives such as Make in India and production-linked incentive schemes, is poised to catapult Indian economy into 5 trillion economy, thereby realizing the dreams of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. NIP, which has launched around 6,800 projects, has expanded to over 9,000 projects covering 34 infrastructure subsectors, while 44% of the investment is funded through central and state budgets. Banks, financial institutions like IIFCL and the newly established DFI, NAFWID, are expected to play a crucial role in financing of these projects with a share of about 30%. To achieve this objective, there is a need for a proactive and synergetic approach to be adopted by the banks, FIs, and DFIs. It is only then that the crowding out of investments can be avoided and projects of national importance will be able to access timely and reasonable financing. For public institutions operating in this space, it is important to offer a mix of equity and debt products on alternative terms without impacting each other's efforts to expand business. Meeting financing needs of new infrastructure with products which are in sync with project realities is the need of the hour. Institutional capacity to serve projects across current and emerging subsectors should be constantly evaluated. Here, entities like IIFCL can play a leading role in this regard. I understand that since inception, IIFCL has been at the forefront of financing multiple projects of national importance. It is reported that IIFCL has expanded financial support to more than 670 projects with a total outlay of approximately 12 lakh crores across infrastructure subsectors such as road, ports, airport, energy, railways, etc. In addition to this, IIFCL has also played a pivotal role in matters relating to revitalization of PPP model, hybrid annuity model, and other concessional agreements for road projects. This has been an enabler for embarking on reforms in infrastructure procurement models. Over the last 2-3 years, IIFCL has shown remarkable improvements in nearly all facets of its business, such as growth in sanctions and disbursements, profitability, declining NPAs, and improved asset quality. Building on these strong fundamentals, more needs to be done. I am sure that the leadership of IIFCL will continue to steer the organization towards achievement of the national goals and priorities. I would like to conclude here by reiterating our ministry's support to IIFCL in its journey to be an eminent player in financing infrastructure projects in the country. I would once again like to congratulate the entire team of IIFCL on this occasion. I would also like to thank all the dignitaries who are present here, and I also wish you a very happy new year. Thank you.